How you doing? My name is Alex Brown. I am a member of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. I'm here today. Mr. Randle, Mr. Dennis Randle decided to ask for the NPAC, which is a National Panhellenic Council. I'm actually the current chapter president for the local Fresno chapter, which is an alumni chapter. I'm also serving a role as area director. One thing that we do is give out scholarships. So if you're a graduating senior, we want to welcome you to not only apply to the African American High School Recognition Ceremony, but also apply to our scholarship that we're giving out to graduating seniors. One thing I would say to all students is make sure that you're applying yourself. Right? Scholarships, they come and they're available to you, and you can apply as early as your freshman year in high school, so all the way up to your senior year. So make sure you're applying yourself, and if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to Mr. Randle or myself, and then we can make sure you're connected to the right resources.
Hey everybody, my name is Key. I am a Spring 22 initiate into the Tau Sigma Zeta chapter of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated, and I'm also the first vice president. And this is my soror, Lydia Johnson, and she is our secretary. We're here today just to work with the Black Student Union to introduce them into the culture of Black Greek letter organizations, specifically Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated.
Good afternoon. As Keith said, my name is Lydia Johnson. I am the secretary for our chapter. I was an initiate into Tau Sigma Zeta, spring of 2019. And we're just here to show you what Greek life is all about and show you some Black excellence.
Good afternoon. I'm Dr. Alicia Beckton, and I'm joined here with Winnie Fletcher and Christina Wells, and we are members of the San Joaquin Valley Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. Today we're going to share a little history about our organization, Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, not only nationally but also locally. We focus on sisterhood, scholarship, service, and social action. So if you're looking to get involved and be a part of our youth programs, fundraising, philanthropy, please feel free to reach out to us at sjvadeltasfresnoca@gmail.com. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Sean Wills, and I am a member of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated was founded January 9th, 1914 at Howard University in Washington, D.C. We're here today just to talk to the students and kind of give them some insight into Greek letter organizations, and just to tell them a little bit about what we do. We are a service organization that does social things, and our biggest thing is community service and giving back to the kids. So I look forward to talking to them today. Feel free. All right, so we're going to round table it. As I mentioned earlier, we'll go from group to group. One person may want to answer the question, but if you all want to answer, feel free. Okay, we'll start with the Deltas on the end here. What school and chapter did you play?
So I pledged on the East Coast, North Carolina, East Carolina University, Kappa Sigma, spring 2006, and that's it, right? That's it. And I serve as the chapter president of the San Joaquin Valley Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated here in the Central Valley.
I got it. So I actually pledged here in Fresno at Fresno State Xi Chi Chapter, spring 06. And I currently serve as San Joaquin Valley Alumni Chapter's recording secretary.
All right. All right.
I was
06.
Are we all going?
Yeah.
Okay. I was also spring 06. I actually came through with the San Joaquin Valley Alumni Chapter here in Fresno as well.
And then I went to school in Little Rock, Arkansas, so I'm from Fresno. I went to an HBCU out there called Philander Smith. I pledged fall 2008, and then I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, I've been here ever since.
I pledged in a grad chapter here, the Tau Sigma Zeta chapter, in spring 2022, so last spring.
Yes.
I also pledged in the graduate chapter of Tau Sigma Zeta, spring of 2019.
All right.
And I pledged at UCLA, Freaky New Delta chapter at UCLA, March 11th, 1992, 12:33 and 13. Long section.
I pledged at Fresno State, Gamma Xi chapter, Gamma Xi to the day I die.
Okay.
Spring 86.
Ooh.
Yes, sir. Colorado State, WUHS chapter, spring 97. All right. Start with the deltas on the end. What made you choose your sorority?
And if I can just make one comment about the last question. So, as you heard from all of us, you can join our organizations while in college or after college,
Yes.
right? Because we do have alumni chapters, and that's one of the best things about the National Panhellenic Council is that this is a lifetime commitment in these service organizations. So if it doesn't work out due to finances or whatever it is, that we still have these alumni chapters that most of us transition into once we leave college. And so I'll start off again. I serve as the president, so you'll hear me talk a lot today. And why I joined Delta was for service and social action. I wanted to be committed to something that was bigger than myself, that was larger than myself. So I've lived in North Carolina, Texas, and California. In every single state I've lived in, I've connected with the Delta chapter, and they've taken good care of me. If I didn't have anywhere to live, if I didn't have a car, if I had sisters in the area, I was good to go no matter what, on top of giving back to the community. So.
For similar reasons, in the sense of going from Fresno to Little Rock, Arkansas, I didn't have many people in my family out there, and so seeing those men of Alpha on campus, giving back, being my orientation leaders, and seeing them in different positions is what drew me to becoming a member of Alpha. And then once I got in, then I started actually seeing the workings and how well-rounded they are as men and things of that nature, which you'll hear similar stories from the other organizations. But that's what drew me to them, as a service, the selflessness and things of that nature.
What drew me to Zeta is actually back in high school, I came from a very small town where there was less than a handful of blacks in my graduating class. But we did have one teacher that moved from Colorado to our area that was a Zeta. I got to volunteer with her in many aspects throughout our tiny, tiny community. With the service piece, March and Dimes, I'm also a preemie, so we are strongly based in service with the March of Dimes, where we continue to outreach in the community. As mentioned in my bio, I'm a social worker. With that, I continue to work with the Black Infant Health Care Program here in Fresno County to make sure that women like us receive the health care that they need. And so with Zeta, I'm able to do that with my sisters, and that bond just kind of strengthens my love for Zeta.
Yeah, so in the bio, it kind of told you that when I got to UCLA, I was playing sports and stuff, and it was cool because the brothers that I actually met, the Sigma men that I met, they was just cool brothers, brothers that you could just kind of sit down and kick it with. So I was actually drawn to that, to the way they handle business, to the things they were doing on campus as well as off campus, and that kind of drew me into Sigma, culture for service and service for humanity.
All right, so next question. Okay. Can you tell us 3 famous members of your organization?
Would you like us to start?
I'm sorry.
Oh.
Okay, I didn't know if you wanted to mix it up or. All right, does anyone in the room know a famous Delta? Anyone? Angela Bassett? Anyone else? Come on, y'all.
Didn't know she was a Delta.
You didn't
Who did
know?
you say?
Who did they say?
No.
Shirley Ralph? Yes, that's right. I heard you. Okay, anybody else? Cicely Tyson, she passed away. Aretha Franklin. So I'm trying to think of people, I'm trying to think who they may know.
Yeah, that's all the same thing.
Because those kind of old school.
Who's watching the Super Bowl? Let me start there. Let me bring it a little sooner. Who's watching the Super Bowl? Raise your hand. I know all y'all watching the Super. Most of you.
This Sunday?
Okay.
Okay.
And so you know who Jalen Hurts is, right?
Yeah.
So his agent is a black woman, and she's a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated.
Yeah.
And she is going down in history for the first black woman to represent an NFL player in the Super Bowl.
And Jalen Hurts is a member of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated, which you all got to see in the back of the room as well. Okay? All right. All right. You're welcome.
Yeah, so of course, the one you'll probably hear a lot, especially during Black History Month, is Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. He's a member of Alpha Phi Fraternity Incorporated. Some other ones that you might be familiar with, if you're into like the theater or the arts or something on those lines, Paul Robeson is a member as well. For those who watch ESPN or used to watch ESPN, the late Stuart Scott, he's a member of an organization. So there's quite a few that you'll hear about and that you'll see if you Google as well.
Can I jump in on
Oh,
you?
yes.
Did you all watch Power?
Good point.
Y'all know he's an
Good
alpha.
point. I don't watch Power. Right, I don't watch Power. So good point. Yes.
Don't worry, we are united. We'll help each other out. Yes.
Good call. Thank you.
No,
Yeah, no, I appreciate
Okay,
it.
so has anybody seen A Different World? I know, like that's before me. I'm the youngest member. No. So Dawn Lewis, who plays Jaleesa on A Different World, she is an honorary member of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. We have Cheryl Underwood, who's on The View, which some of y'all parents might have watched. For real. She's also a member. And then we have Dionne Warwick, who is a famous singer.
Any of you guys planning to go to college as English majors? Educators?
Educators?
Teachers, educators, counselors. There you go.
Okay, got a one.
Don't worry, we're gonna come back and work with you all on that.
Mhm.
We're gonna come back.
Any of you creative with language? Sornell Hurston? Very famous author? No?
Interaction, y'all can talk back. Come on now. We amongst family.
Well, if you decide to get involved with the spoken word, you want to look for her.
Okay, how many of you know the National Black Anthem?
Come on.
That was written by Sigma, James Weldon Johnson. Lift every voice and sing. That's Sigma. Yeah, go ahead. As well as past presidents for the countries of Uganda, Nigeria, even here in America, Bill Clinton is an honorary Sigma. Sports related would be Emmett Smith, Jerry Rice, Magic Johnson. All right, and then activists would be John Lewis, the late great John Lewis, as well as George Washington Carver.
So, I'll do that. I don't know if I can do this or not, but I'm gonna do it anyway, and then I can ask for forgiveness later. But
We're recording.
The first two people, the first two students, after this is all said and done, don't get on your phones right now. But the first two people that go to Brother Randle and give the name of the past president of Ghana and Nigeria, who were both Sigmas, to Dennis, we'll give those two a gift card, $5 gift card or something. For coffee. Tips. Hey, y'all mind your business down there. $10 gift card each. I said $10 then. Get my pockets down there. But the first two people who can name the past president of Ghana and Nigeria, because they were both Sigmas. If the first two people that go to Dennis, Brother Randle or Mr. Randle, after this is all over with, you'll get a $10 gift card. And you have to give him the name and a little bit about it. So you can listen afterwards though. So don't not get on your phones now.
All right, so back on the end with the deltas down there, what are the benefits of joining a sorority?
I'm going to tag in the last question, like why we joined or why I joined. A lot of it was for sister service for me personally. But I think for those reasons, for having a wealth of access to many different women who value the same principles and traditions that we have, knowing that we all want to participate and make change and be of service and volunteer to this community. In addition to also, I think anyone else on this panel would say the networking capabilities that come with the personal networking and professional networking abilities that come with joining an organization as well. Do you guys want to add to?
Yeah. I would definitely say the sisterhood and networking is awesome. I'm originally from California. I moved to New Orleans, Louisiana about 6 years ago. I lived there for about 6 years. I had no family out there, no friends. The first place I went into to get hired, the owner and supervisor of the agency happened to be a Delta. As soon as she found out, it was like, oh, you don't even really need an interview. It's like, you just hired. It's really like that. So it's just, you can go anywhere in the world, really. If there's a chapter in the nation, and if you are a member of an organization, they will show you love. You just have support and networking opportunities. So it's just endless, the benefits. But that's some of the main ones that stick out to me, is you can move around and you have sisters, or I'm sure brothers, everywhere.
Yeah, and I'll to echo the same thing that they're saying as well, but you probably heard the quote, iron sharpens iron, right? Mm-hmm. And that's one thing that joining this organization and just being around the ladies and gentlemen on this panel, you kind of see that, man, they're doing what they are doing, then I have no reason not to do what I'm going to do to get to that level and or help sharpen each other in that sense. And so that's one of the reasons why I joined, and it drew me to it, and the benefits of joining an organization in general. You start the relationship with that organization depending on how you want that relationship to be, either how active you want to be in that relationship. It's all up to you, but make use of it.
I'm going to echo a lot of the things that they said, the sisterhood, the networking capabilities. Me personally, I'm in the military, so I move every 2 to 3 years, and I'm 27 now. Yeah, 27. So I'm 27 now, and I've moved 4 times since I graduated from college, and everywhere that I've been, I've either met a soror or I've had an opportunity to just network and be taken care of. Another great benefit is just having a bigger platform. So like my soror said, Lydia, we're both preemies, and so Zeta is really big on March of Dimes, and so that's something that I'm allowed to now have a bigger platform. I have more sisters, more brothers that can spread the word and get those resources for the community, so that we can give back and make sure that we are becoming more knowledgeable about all the issues that our community is currently faced with.
I think they have said it all. One example that I can give is I played minor league baseball for the Phillies, and it was all East Coast stuff. And going into those smaller towns, what was cool is every town or every place that we spent time in, I was able to hook up with brothers from that city, from that town, from that school. And they would come by the hotel and pick me up and hang out and stuff like that. So there was definitely a like benefit to it. But I always go back to, it's not only what you can get, it's what you can give. And I feel like even back in school, I had a lot to give to Phi Beta Sigma.
All right, so we're at our last question. Our bell's gonna ring here in about a minute, and we still gotta get our picture. You know, we don't leave without getting a picture with them. So our last question here, starting on the adults, what advice would you give students looking to join a sorority?
Do your research.
So I'll start off. First and foremost, volunteer, get to know the organization. So not only are we able to connect with our individual organizations, as you can see, we are a family collectively, right? The National Panhellenic Council. So I always tell students, again, I'm a professor at Fresno State. I serve as the department chair over the counseling department. And I always tell students to utilize your resources. So now you don't just look at us as sorority and fraternity members. You see us as mentors. You have people that you can contact directly if you need help with applications. You want to go to a HBCU. I went to A&T in North Carolina. Reach out to us. We do have a scholarship program, the African American Recognition Program for all of you who are seniors. I don't know if they can be late to class. If you want to come, we can sign you up and help you get situated, because that is money that the community is donating to give to you so you can be successful as you move forward in college. So again, just utilize your resources and look up here. Even beyond this, we are here for you. So. I know the bell runs.
Yeah, that was, and I'll be quick. Same
Yeah.
thing. Make sure that you're applying yourselves. Applying to scholarships, and then if you haven't heard about the Black Common app, make sure that you're applying yourself to that as well. And you can start as early as applying to scholarships as early as your freshman year. So this applies to all. They're not a lot for freshmen and sophomores. However, make sure that you're putting in those applications and/or starting the process, which is your accolades, putting it down on paper, start a Google Doc, and make sure that you're you have your emails in order. So.
I would say do your research, volunteer. Academics are important. There are GPA requirements and all that kind of stuff, but just apply yourselves. So sky's the limit, right? So just make sure that you're trying to be the best you, essentially.
Yeah, I'd encourage you, by all means, whatever university you go to, unless it's the HBC, you'll find that you'll be in the minority. And it doesn't matter what organization, they're all great in their own right. But pick one, because then again, do your research as they encourage you to do up here, but also make sure you pick one, because again, the brotherhood, the sisterhood, you heard people reference when they go other places, they automatically don't have to get to know people, they have a support group already there. So very important.
And remember, this is a lifelong membership. Some other fraternities and sororities, you just hear about them in like college. As you can see, from college to alumni, it's a lifelong membership. You will continually do community service for the rest of your life in your organization. So make sure it is an organization that you believe in their motto.
Thank you. Thank you.
I know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and send any questions to Mr. Randle, and then that way we can answer as accordingly.